I'm Dan Galusha, and welcome to another edition of Shooting Plink. Today we're back with the Ruger scoped rifle, the new 1022 version that they have, and we're scoped from the factory. And I had planned on doing the comparison on this first one, but I'm not going to because they're talking about rain here. And I wanted to see how this was actually sighted in. It was way off, and I'll show you here in a moment. So we're going to be shooting this at 25 and 50 yards today, and we're going to be using Browning ammo. The reason being is I have run out of CCI. I did not have enough of the standard, and that's what I was doing it with. And the TAC-22 Norma, for some reason, that just will not cycle right. I don't know why, because it has more velocity than the CCI standard, but for some reason it just didn't. Anyway, we're going to go with the 1200 Browning because I did finish it up on that, and I'll show you here what we've done as far as the sighting in. So lay this rifle down. All right. Right here, when I first fired the first round, it was right over here. I mean, it was way off. So I brought it up, and it hit here, and then it hit here, and then I got it over further. Actually, it hit here, and then it got these two. I thought, okay, I don't have that far to go, and this could have been a flyer, which evidently it was, because then I brought it over, and this is a group. I fired several of them here. This is a grouping of, oh gee, I don't know, probably around 10. That's a grouping right in there. So I figured, all right, we're pretty much on. This is going to be good enough for plinking and what have you, and even targets if I decide to. But we've got some targets set up, some Shooting Targets7. In fact, we've got the Biathlon and the long gongs because I'm still experimenting with those, see how they hold up, and they've been holding up fantastically. Now we're going to be shooting some 1200 FPS on them, and so we'll see how they ring. And I've got some of the old knockovers too, which are Shooting Target7, and we're going to knock those over besides. So why don't we load this up, and then we're going to start shooting at 25 yards. Unfortunately, I forgot my shooter's choice AccuRest, and had to use an old Allen one that I had in the shed. I think I need to get another AccuRest, and then that way I've got one at the airgun range at home and one here. So anyway, I'll probably end up having to get another one. So let's load this up, and then we're going to start shooting. Alright, I got you back here by me. I'll tell you, this new slide, it really racks them in easy. And let's take out the knockovers first. There they are. Helps if it takes safety off, doesn't it? Yeah, that took them off. So now, let's try that Biathlon in the middle. See if we can hit that middle flapper. It should, the way this thing's sighted in. Yeah. Yeah, we'll hit the others now in the middle. And that one. And then we'll hit the Biathlon again. Yep, she worked pretty good. And that's 10 rounds, and it all hit just like we wanted. So why don't we take it over the 50-yard range now, and we'll see what we can do over there on some of the targets we've got. I don't know if you can see those way up there. I might have to zoom you in. That's a little bit of a distance for the camera, and hopefully the zoom hangs on. Gotta load this magazine in. Yeah, got it in. I'll tell you, the trigger on this though, this new BX trigger is fantastic. It is really, really nice, and I just might end up getting some and putting them into my other 1022s, which we'll be shooting later. But I'm going to get you zoomed in here first, try to get you up there some where you can see those. Okay, you'll notice I've got the you notice I've got some AR 500 knockouts or knockovers up there. They're bottles, so they're smaller. And then we've got one main one, so if I got any extra rounds, I got 10 in here, of course. But we're going to see first, rack a round in and take safety off, and we'll go after those knockovers first. That one didn't go. We'll try to hit it with its on its side. Got it. On the side. Okay, now last rounds we'll go for that big target. See what it does there in the middle. Okay, it's got a grouping. It's a little bit high. I've brought all the bottles back, and we're going to take a look at them and see. I hit every one just about the same spot except for this one. I kept that because that's the one that I actually ended up shooting again on its side. I think, the way it looks, I hit the first round right here, and it spun the bottle so that then this is where I hit it, and I'll show you right here. Okay, I hit it right there when I shot it on the edge. So that means that scope's pretty on to be able to shoot the edge of the target like that. And the others, yeah, I got all those just about. You can tell where the fresh rounds are. I got that one up high. See, it's shooting a little bit high at 50 yards, but at 25, of course, it was just right because that's where I sighted it in. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the 50-yard range, and we're going to shoot that bigger target, and that's still over there, and we're going to try to bring it down to the center and see how it works. Well, I've got you zoomed in already, just a little bit, not a whole lot because the zoom keeps going out on that camera. So we're going to try it, see what we can do with it. Bring it up here and round in. Well, that thing works slick, and this trigger, like I said, this trigger is really good. Okay, those are definitely towards the middle, so let's take a look at it. Went up and got the target, and the final rounds there that I fired were right in here, because that's where the 6 are, right in there. I think it was 6, 5 or 6, whatever it was that I fired. And they all hit right in here, so that's not too bad. These are some that I'd fired before, and but this is what I fired when we went right in there. So that's not too bad. Adjusted a little bit and worked. You'll notice the bottles are all gone. Well, what we're going to do, I've got all my knockover targets set up over there, and we're going to set them up, and I'm going to try them freestanding. We're going to try 10 up, 10 down, and see how it works. Okay, you're back here with me, and I'm going to do this freestanding. Let's see how it works. I'm going to get the dirt bag knockovers first up above, because they're that way those won't fly into them. Okay, got those. Now we'll go for the small ones. Got them. 10 up, 10 down. The last round. That was the scoped 1022 with the Viridian scope on it, the 39 by 40, and I think it did pretty doggone good. Everything works great. The trigger works good. The slide, I mean, that slide is just fantastic. But the one thing that I just having problems with is, for some reason, the magazine. Now it goes in fine, but a loaded magazine, I was having a little bit of problem. Well, even right there, a little bit of problem with it. For some reason, it just didn't fit. It drops out. And that's one good thing about that new indentation here, where you can grab a hold of it and pull it out of there if it does get stuck. But the other problem I had was the ammo, like I said, and that was before we turned the cameras on. That was this Norma TAC 22. For some reason, it just would not cycle through there. And the other stuff all did, the CCI and I found one bad round though when I was loading this Browning. The bullet was bent way over. I don't know if I can find it here or not. Yeah, here. And this came out of the box. I gotta show you this. So be watching for that. Right there. That's the way the bullet was bent. It's about out of it, I think. But anyhow, fortunately, I found it when I was loading it. And that's it. Like I said, we're going to be shooting this some more, and I'm also going to show you on putting a sling on this, how you do that. There's no big deal to that. Most of you know how to do it, but those of you that are just starting, you don't. So we'll show you that, because this one's not going to be the type that you just fasten in this way. You have to put it into the ring, which is a little bit different. So anyhow, the thing worked great. There was just no doubt about it. Look how I took those targets out, and I was able to get them there. They were hitting good. They did real good on once I sighted it in. It was right on the money. So yeah, everything about this one is really nice, lightweight. Yes, I know a lot of you are going to say, yeah, but what happened to wooden stocks? Well, true. I mean, I like the wooden stocks too, but it does make it a little bit lighter for you, and especially for people that are smaller. Like you get some kids shooting this, and some of the smaller women, even some of the smaller guys, you know, they're wanting something a little bit lighter weight. But it worked great. So until next time, shoot safe and have a great day of plinking.